Alright, what's up, guys? The talented Ray Rahimi has uploaded another video on her Hot Tea channel. This one titled James Charles Exposed for Pressuring Straight Boys Again. Yeah, I didn't I heard that something was going on with James Charles. I didn't know exactly what. I just, I don't even really be paying attention to James Charles like that. I'm like, anytime my thing is like anytime when Ray when she talks on them, that's the only time when I will listen to anything Trisha Paytas related, James Charles, Jeffree Star, what was that one girl, Tati Westbrook? Like this is the only time when I will watch it. So any other time, I'm like, nah, fam. I'm not interested. I mean, I'm interested, when Hot Tea talks about it, but other than that, I'm just not that interested when, when it's something else or when it's like coming from them, which is messed up. Overall, I should start doing that, showing love to their channels too. But I mean, hey, if you guys want to, go subscribe to them. But make sure you guys definitely go subscribe to Hot Tea for more videos like this. Go subscribe to her second channel, Ray Rahimi, and her business channel, Build Your Pocket. But in that being said, let's get into this video. Should have got some water.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about some kid attempting to quote-unquote expose James Charles yet again. I feel like these are never going to end, but before we get into the tea...
Honestly though, if I was James Charles, I'd be on some Marshawn Lynch stuff. I would not talk to nobody. Like, honestly, I'm like that either way. I just don't really trust people like that, like, unless, like, we just have like a mutual respect for each other. But it's like, if it's random people, I don't really like talking to random people like that, especially on the internet. So anyway,
make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel.
Do that.
Also, just a couple of really quick announcements. First of all, I do apologize for the terrible audio quality yet again. I am currently away from my microphone, so I'm going to be back February 12th, so you guys can expect better audio quality then. And second, a video is coming up on Shane Dawson and Trisha Paytas, that whole situation, so don't worry about that. That one's just taking a little bit longer to put together, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so there's this kid named Hussein who posted a 3-part TikTok series yesterday talking about his experience speaking to James Charles on Snapchat for like a bit and then eventually getting unadded by him. Let's take a look at his TikToks.
So as you can see, James Charles commented on one of my videos back in August. Then right after, he adds me on Snap, but notice he didn't follow my Instagram or TikTok.
Okay, but like also, why does that matter if he followed you on Instagram and TikTok? Like, I don't follow everyone I start talking to on like every platform as soon as I meet them.
So at this point, I'm just shocked.
Usually it like takes me, it's like I treat it like a video game. It's usually like it just depends on like how you affect me at first. Like, it's gonna take me some time to support like whatever extra stuff that you got going on. Like, yo, it's like, that's what I'm saying, like, you better like really kill it first time we meet, because if not, then I'm like, yo, if it's just like a quick convo, yeah, I might potentially look at your Instagram name, and then the next time I'm like, I'll go to the profile, and then after that I'll think about following, but I ain't gonna really follow. But yeah, I usually treat that type of stuff like a video game. So, but anyways,
I'm going insane. Like, I see this guy everywhere, and for him to add me, that's just crazy. So we texted for a couple days, but it was more of like, hey, what you doing? How you doing? We ended up getting the yellow heart within just 3 days. Then, after those 3 days of getting to know each other and everything, the big question came out. James asked me if I'm gay. I told him I'm straight, and things start to get weird from there.
Did somebody really yell out you aren't? Like, dang, that's messed up. But anyway,
starts leaving me on open.
Okay, wait, sir, I'm confused. Why is that weird? Like, isn't that totally expected behavior for a gay guy to, I don't know, stop talking to a straight guy?
Yeah, because it's like, it's awkward. It's like, my thing is, if I was talking to a girl, right, and then she told me that she's into women, I'd just be like, okay, well, then the conversation, I mean, like, if I know I'm trying to get, like, romantically involved with this woman, then that's what I'm like, all right, well, then I'm going to back off. Like, I'm not going to, like, try to, like, beat around the bush or try to come up with an excuse. I'm just gonna flat out be honest. Like, yeah, I was like trying to get romantically involved with her, but she told me she wasn't into men, so I left her alone. I'm like, I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not like, that's one thing for sure. It's like I ain't gonna be fake around people. I guess like, you know, if we could be cool afterwards, but yeah, I'm like, all right, it's stuff like that. I'm like, yo, it's just you gotta back off of things like that. It's like I don't, yeah, I'm not understand. I think James Charles, he's gonna take a W this time, because it's like, I guess with that other one, like, it was debatable, but I still feel like he took a W in that situation. But I think in this situation, I think this guy's just trying to clout chase and be like, oh, I was talking with James Charles, and I'm like, bro, who cares? Like, do you know how many people that have seen and talked to James Charles? You don't see them talking about it all on TikTok, making 3-part videos and stuff. But anyways,
if he's initially interested in him romantically, like, that's, I don't know.
Literally the same day I told him I was straight, he left me on open for 10 hours. But I don't blame him, because
it's like, my thing is, for you to be straight, you seem like you pretty, like, upset over the fact that he's just leaving you on red. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna make any, like, you know, accusations or assumptions or any of that stuff, but I'm like, the thing should have been over after that. Like, it should have just been left alone. But that's what I'm like, I just feel like with situations like this, when people are clout chasing, like, yeah, they're gonna be talking about this for no reason. But there's so many times, like, when girls, they would literally, like, if somebody asked them, then they're all like, oh yeah, such and such slid in my DMs. But like, I feel like certain people out there, they're like waiting for it. They're like, and you know he's clout chasing, because then he puts that girl song at the bottom as the audio for TikTok. Olivia Rodrigo, driver's license. So yeah, this dude's strictly doing this for clout. Like, he's not doing this because he feels like that he was, you know, attacked by James Charles or anything. So I'm like, man, it's sad that people carry on like this. Like, if you don't have talent, say that, because that's all I pick up from these videos. Like, if you don't have no talent or no motivation to be a hard worker, just say that. But anyways,
I'd say he was looking for a relationship on a podcast at the time.
Okay, so if you don't blame him, then what are these TikToks about?
But I would get these out of the blue snaps from him asking how am I doing, or what are you doing, and it went on for like a while, for like a week, and then he just asked me openly, would you be willing to experiment? I said no. He asked why, and I said because I don't feel comfortable doing something like that. Then he started questioning my decision, asking why, and he tried making me feel like it was okay. He sent me this.
What are you worried for, though? It's not like anybody's actually there, like about to suck your dick or something.
Okay, you are such a weirdo, first of all, for filming other people's Snapchats. And second, this is actually making me wonder what kind of snaps you were sending to him that made him so confidently believe that
exactly. It's like, it's like when you're only hearing one side of the story. That's why it's stuff like this I don't really care for. You know, it's not something where I'm like, oh, now I gotta hate James Charles because he's out here. It's, my thing is that you would think that James Charles would, like, officially be canceled. He would stop uploading. He would stop posting all this other stuff when he's going out and doing things like this. But he's not, because he knows the situation is fake. He knows the situation is just clout chasers. You got James Charles, one of the biggest influencers when it comes to social media. You don't think, my thing is, it's like, if this happens to people outside of social media, like, I'm trying to think, like, who can I use as an example? It's overall, like, just, there's people out there where it's like famous people, where people would try to, like, take advantage of them and use them for clout and use them just to put some money in their pocket. But it's like, you, at the end of the day, like, the person that's being used, the person that's like being taken advantage of and stuff, like, yeah, it's like, my thing is, like, they shouldn't have nothing to worry about. It's like, yeah, you know, just be aware of who tries to, like, infiltrate your circle, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Would be interested. I don't know, I'm just spitting out ideas.
So after he sent me that, I thought to myself, why me? Like, why does he like me out of everyone in the world?
Because you were an attractive guy that was probably flirting with him?
Like, why is he so open to me? Like, how does he know I'm not gonna take a video of him without him noticing?
You mean exactly like how you did?
So I was scrolling through TikTok one day on the For You page, and I seen him comment on another guy's TikTok. So I went and
he seemed like very pressed over the fact that James Charles did this. Like, I like, bro, I think you are a little bit curious, like, what be going on the other side of the world. But yeah, I just don't think that nobody should be this, like, pressed or upset over some stuff like this. Like, nobody. You know, like, if somebody, I feel like if something like this were to happen to me, I'd just tell the person, I'm like, hey, yo, like, I don't do that. Like, I'm straight. I like women. I'm like, it's no offense to you. I'm not saying like what you got going on in your world and stuff, like it should stop. It's just with me, like, I'm interested in women. So if this conversation doesn't end there and it leads into an argument, I feel like that will probably talk about it, be like, yo, this guy's weird. Like, he's getting mad at me because I like women. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry for liking women. I didn't realize that. I apologize over some stuff like that. But I just personally feel like that nothing serious. I mean, something had to go down. I feel like, yeah, whoever this guy is, he had to say something to James Charles to like make him that confident overall what Hot T said. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, this James Charles, it's like, don't just have things happen naturally. Have stuff happen outside of social media. Let you meet somebody outside of social media. I mean, you can't go into one of those dating apps or something, but yeah, it's I think TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, like I don't think it's a good like dating platform. That's just my personal opinion about it, because I just, I feel like it's a dating. You don't really know like who you're gonna come across, at least in the dating app. It's like, okay, we're all here for the same reasons and stuff. We want to date, we want a relationship. Instagram, it's like, yeah, anything can happen. It's like a 50-50 chance of something going down on social media. So my advice to everybody out there, go on them dating apps.
Me being the curious person I am,
keyword curious,
I asked him, is James Charles hitting on you too?
Fam, were you like jealous or something?
Exactly.
Like, why were you putting in all this effort for a guy that you didn't really care about?
He responds with yes. And then I asked him, are you gay, straight, or bi? He said he was straight like me. Now, what was crazy is the same day someone hit me up and asked me, is James Charles hitting on me? Here's the screenshot. I take that back. He asked me, the James Charles that you up to? Notice it's August 26th. This is all around August. Now, I asked the guy, and he was straight. Now, we all ended up with the same stories. Like, he tries to make you feel like it's okay to try experimenting, which is wrong. Now, James one day ends up doing something really dumb. He sends me a nude out of nowhere, out of context.
Now, this guy said he's going to also come out with a part 4 if enough people like, but he received a lot of backlash from this. Even James himself commented saying, you are so weird for this, an exposed video because you're mad I unadded you after months of not talking, after you told me you were straight. Okay. Another user commented, why would you snap him for a couple of days knowing what he wants?
Exactly.
Hussein replies saying, I wanted to be his friend, but I guess that wasn't possible. Okay, Hussein, sure.
You could easily tell somebody that, like, because that's one thing that I really do respect out of one of like the like women friends that I have in my life. So I remember I like messaged her, and I have to say, like, maybe my intentions, like, if dating did happen, I wouldn't have mind, because she's actually a pretty chill person in real life. So it was like, if something were to happen, my thing was like, I'm just going to go into this, like, whatever happens and stuff. But one of the first things that she told me, and we ended up becoming friends after that. We ended up playing video games with each other. We ended up like talking to each other about our personal lives and things. And yeah, we was there for each other a crap ton. We don't really talk anymore, because it's just like, we've like, I guess like we've grown apart, but it's still somebody that I'm like cool with. And like, anytime if I do see that they're dealing with some stuff, I'll reach out to them and be like, hey, is you good? But one of the first things that she told me, that she's not looking for a relationship. And that, like, overall, and that's like, me going out of my way to hit her up. So that's why I was like, I had like a really like high respect for her for saying that, because I'm like, yo, like, all right, cool. Like, hey, it's like, can we still be cool? Yeah, and I was like, we were playing Grand Theft Auto. We were over here having food fights in lunchrooms and stuff. So yeah, it's like she's chill, but that's why I'm like, that's what it's like, if somebody reaches out to you or messages you out of the blue, you don't know who they are, you don't know what they're, or it's like, but if you do know what their intentions are, it's like, hey, look, I'm just letting you know, like, cause come on now, really? You think some random, like, I don't know what time of the day it was. It could have been late at night, could have been early, bright mornings of whenever. But I'm saying, like, you should know as a person, like, if somebody reaches out to you, okay, and they're sending like flirty messages and stuff, like, that should be a clear indication, like, oh, they're trying to get romantically involved with me. So I've been like, yo, got my referee whistle and blew it and been like, yo, like, I'm not into that, James. Like, hey, it's like, if we could be cool, we could be cool. But I'm just saying, like, I'm straight. I like women. I hope that doesn't upset you. It shouldn't. That's just people's preferences and choices, just like how you have your preferences and choices in life. But yeah, it's like, be like, my thing is like, look, don't try to like set a person up for failure with stuff like this. And that's why everybody's attacking him for it. Cause it's like, you had every opportunity to tell James Charles that you were straight. You waited until like towards the end of the conversation and then tried to come out with all this exposing stuff. Like, nah, bro, like, you do it. And if in reality, when you sit down and think about it, Husby, whatever his name is, yeah, you got exposed. You just got exposed for just being a crooked content creator. So,
and what's hilarious is that James exposed the shit out of him on Twitter. He tweeted, social media apps should have stronger policies around spreading false information. It's actually insane how one person can fake a story or screenshot for clout and people will believe it because it's entertaining. It's all fun and laughs until it happens to you. I confronted him a few nights ago and he sent me these and promised to delete them. And then 10 minutes later, unsent it all. Luckily, I screenshotted it all before he could. In these texts, James said, your TikTok is actually pathetic. It's really embarrassing how desperate you are for clout. I added you and you told me you were bi but didn't know how to come out. We talked for a few days and then you
yeah,
said
I'm like, my thing is that I just know, like, if James Charles, if he reaches out to me, and I highly doubt that some stuff like that will ever happen, but I'm just saying, if he were to reach out to me, like, James, if you ever do watch this video, I'm just letting you know I'm straight. I'm just just gonna throw that out there. Highly doubt that James Charles is watching my reaction videos. That would be kind of cool if he was, but I'm just letting you know I'm straight. But if he were to reach out to me, I'm like, okay, one of two things. He's attracted to me, or he wants to make content. So if he's attracted to me, I would let him know nicely. I'm like, look, James, I'm sorry, but I'm not into men. All right. So it's like, if that offends you, I do apologize. Like, I know it's hard. It's literally hard for anybody out there in the world when it's like you're interested in something or, but, or when you have I guess like a title or something. I don't know what to really refer to it as, but it's like, it's hard for people out there. So I ain't trying to like, put no rain cloud over your head and things, but I'm just saying like, hey, bro, like, I'm not into that. All right. So, but hey, if you are down to make content, like, I don't care what kind of content it is, like, hey, bro, I will help you out with whatever you need help with. All right. So that's just me as a person. Like, I come off as nice. I ain't gonna do no scummy stuff like this, but yeah, it's sad that people carry on like this. But anyways, yeah, let's see this exposing.
Actually straight, so I left you alone. And then after months of not talking or Snapchatting, I unadded you a few days ago and you got upset and tried to expose me for leaving you on open. Grow up, dude. I didn't say anything rude to you. I didn't expose you. I didn't out you. I literally removed you as a friend after we hadn't talked for 11 weeks. If you want to keep telling your story on TikTok, I promise that I have absolutely no problem shedding some light on what actually went down, so I recommend you cut the bullshit and let me move on from the non-existent relationship we had. Hussein, like the guilty little bitch he is, replies saying, I didn't even read anything up there that you texted because I'm in wrong. My apologies. Wow. James continues saying, I'm not looking for friends. I told you that when we first started talking. When you told me you were straight, I left you alone. It's absolutely ridiculous to try and expose me for doing nothing just because you're angry. I unadded you. Hussein says, James,
so James said that, and he was just like, when they very first started talking. So my thing is like, what did you pick up from the whole conversation that you were having? Like, you seen that. I'm like, well, yeah, if he just said that he didn't even read what James Charles said, it's like, most likely that was the same situation when they very first started talking. He wasn't reading everything that James Charles said. Like, he was just all like, oh, James Charles messaged me, and I got to turn this into something, so.
Don't need to explain yourself. James continues saying, we talked for a
week.
You,
bro, it's like, my thing is like, you just tried to ruin my career, like, by coming out with these exposing videos with me. Like, I have to explain myself. Like, no, you need to hear what I have to say, because you just tried to ruin this man's career. So it's, yeah, That's crazy.
In August. That was 6 months ago, which Hussein hearted for some reason. Hussein says, "You never did anything wrong. We know that. Hopefully everything goes good for you and your relationship life." James says, "It's not because stupid shit like this happens to me constantly where guys only care about my clout, not me as a person." Hussein says, "Of course I care about you as a person." "Sure, dude. As soon as I got a notification that you DM'd."
I like how as soon as she said that, that's why I had to like look at the camera. I'm like, really? Really, bud? Like, okay. Like, that was like what she said ran at my, like, through my mind at the same time.
To me, I felt so bad and thought to myself, what the fuck am I doing? Like, literally, you did not do anything, and I don't want to put you in extra drama that you don't need. One girl tweeted, "Not to make an excuse, but imagine how it feels when you talk to someone so much, knowing he's looking for a relationship and knowing he's gay, but then are surprised he asks if you're really afraid to try anything." He was probably so confused and frustrated and felt led on. James replied saying, "Nah, the guy said he was bi and wanted to experiment but was scared because of his religion, so I told him that he shouldn't be. I never sent him a nude and then stopped talking to him when he told me he was straight a week later. He's upset because I unadded him a few days ago." I just feel so bad for James. Like, this guy has absolutely no luck in the romance department. Literally everyone he starts talking to or wants to pursue is just talking to him for clout or to make an exposed video on him, but thankfully, now people are finally starting to take James' side more and more on these matters, and pretty much everyone.
Because at first, it's like, when you hear these things, and it's like, oh, okay, like, but that even goes back to the one situation that happened a while ago where they was just like, he came out here to Seattle and was talking to some freaking, what was it, a cashier or freaking, not a chef, but a waiter. And they were saying the same thing, but then that waiter later on came out and said, like, oh, yeah, like, I'm interested in the guys and stuff. So that's what I'm like, well, that's just defeating the purpose of all of these exposing videos. Like, it's weird that people carry on like this. But anyways, it's like, yeah, it's like, stop trying to like get clout from this man. Like, either build your talent or build up some motivation to be talented or do something with your life. But over here, like, trying to be the like national inquirers on Instagram and TikTok and all these other social media platforms, it's not gonna work. All right, it's not gonna work, especially when they know that stuff is fake and they know that stuff is not real. So it's like, when you have proof that this stuff is real, then it's like, okay, then you have proof. But if you don't, then it's like, bro, shut up. Like, stop trying to expose people. Stop trying to make money off of people. Stop trying to get some followers off of people. It's not gonna work for you. So.
One in the comments kind of got the fact that Hussein was being a clout chaser and called him out for it. The kid also posted this on his Instagram story since.
Who's on TMossBoss? What is it? James Charles. What the fuck?
He's literally obsessed. Like, I can't.
That's how it is.
And as you can see, I obviously voted for Team James, and Team James was almost winning, but yeah, I don't know. Alright guys, that was it for today's video. Please make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I post new videos every single week. Bye.
Yeah, I missed Ray. Ray, it was like, it had been a while before she had uploaded a video, and I was just like, hey, what's going on? I had to reach out, and then I'll, like, let her. You see, like, that's some stuff where I'm like, I'm telling the truth here. Like, I reached out to her to check up on her. Now, I feel like, what can I say overall in a clout chasing way? How could I think I'm gonna have to like come out with like a whole like docu-series on how can I like clout chase from hot tea and stuff. How could I? So, but I'm like, but overall, I'm like, it's jokes. Like, I ain't gonna be like dead serious about it. It's like, I'm just overall doing it for fun and things. But yeah, I was like, I missed it. I was missing these hot tea videos. But it's good to see her back. But yeah, she's out living life right now. She's out having some fun. So, guys, if you haven't, go show her love in the comments. Go show her love across social media. Go show her love on her other channels, Ray Rahimi and Build Your Pocket. Do whatever you can. And in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.